Today, I want to talk about how I made it look like a beard moved all by itself. So last summer, I went out to Boone, North Carolina to spend some time with my wife's family. During that time that I was out there, I spent some time with my partners, Thomas and Daniel Barry. We didn't have any independent projects lined up to shoot while I was out there, so we were kind of just shooting, filming, whatever there was to film at the time. We were sitting out on the porch of my in-laws' house and just having a discussion about various different things, and someone had made a joke about a wise old man making the gesture of putting his arm around a young man, but instead of it being his arm, it being his beard moving around and patting him on the shoulder. It was such a dumb idea, but for some reason we were laughing about it. Where my mind went was that we could probably accomplish that as an effect for a video. We discussed a little bit about how you do that. The idea was too good. We had to pull the resources together to make it happen. Picked up various pieces of white fur on this plastic mesh stuff. Didn't really have a plan as to how we were gonna put it together or anything like that, just we knew that this is something we could make a beard out of. We got fishing line, and I'd never sewed anything in my life, but I sewed together this beard and cut it to make it look the way that it does in the video. There's a whole behind the scenes about that as well. While the behind the scenes is really just there for the shooting portion of it, I wanted to go over what it took on the back end. So this is my project, and the way that I ended up doing this, I have no idea if this is the way that it would be done normally. I broke it up into numerous different stages of masking. For those of you who don't know, masking is where you take two different elements, usually two different videos, and revealing only certain portions of each video on the screen at a time. If your two videos are similar enough in nature, you can make it look like something is happening in a single frame that isn't actually happening. This is the raw footage of the moment. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play that.
Let's do this, and then David, I'll just save, you can take it, because we're gonna use different audio. Okay. All right, and action. That's a cut.
You can see there in the frame, you can see myself with the beard. Again, our friend Joey Renner. And then our credited beard operators, Thomas and my brother-in-law, David. This took a couple of takes, and it took a couple of takes because we couldn't stop laughing as they were moving the beard across my body and then across Joey's body. In my peripheral, I can't see the fishing line, so it really does just feel like a beard is moving across me. The next thing that we needed to do was to get a clean plate. This is something that I've learned after the fact. It would have been better for our clean plate to have both Joey and myself still sitting in the shot, but we also walked out of the shot, and we ended up just using this right here as our clean plate, which I was still able to work with. It would have been good to still have myself and Joey sitting in there so that we're casting necessary shadows on the back wall to make that blend more easily between the actual shot and the clean plate. So I took this clip, added our clean plate, and as you can see, we've got Thomas's arms right there. So I first just masked out the left side here, and the reason I did it that way, I was looking for easy lines to hide the mask in. So that was the first go at it, and what I did from there was I rendered that and put it into a new timeline again. This is the second go at it, which removes the hands. So we have no more hands left, but if you look closely, we can see a little bit of fishing line there. This is probably when I realized the other issue that we had, which was the shadows being casted on Joey's body. They're there, and it doesn't look right. It does not look normal. The next challenge that I had for myself was getting rid of the wires and getting rid of those shadows. I'm not sure if I did it in this next render here. So this was getting rid of the shadows at the beginning. The issue that I ran into on this one was that Joey's breathing and he's moving, and that mask that's trying to use a previous part of the video of Joey's body basically sitting still, it once again doesn't look right because he's shifting around ever so slightly and giving away the fact that his head is not in unison with the rest of his body. And we move on to the next part. So this is where I am using just this part of his torso is a completely different video of his torso. If you scrub through the video really quickly, it's really obvious, which is funny, how obvious that is that that's not right. Just watching it in normal motion, you don't really notice it. And that is really the goal of a lot of effects and filmmaking in general, is you're not trying to create a perfect image that could fool someone who is coming in and trying to dissect it. That's not what you're trying to do. You're just trying to make the average audience member miss it, that they don't see that something is going on there. I still have this issue on Joey's forearm. I took just a still image of Joey's forearm and I made it move. You would never notice at first glance that that is literally just a still image of his forearm. If we look really closely, you can see that that is a JPEG. The last thing that I did for this video was I added what's called Foley audio. Foley audio is when you record extra audio in studio to add more dimension, and we needed the beard to be making some kind of noise. That Foley audio is very subtle, and it's amazing how it just pulls it together just a little bit more to tighten up the moment. The way that I did that was I just had a studio microphone and I took my shirt and just took a piece of fabric and just rubbed to try and sync it up with what the beard was doing in that moment. So that's it. It was a good experience for me, and I would do a few things differently if we were to do it again now, but that's how you learn. That's how you learn how to do this stuff, is by doing it. That's it for now. There'll be more to come as we do more of these behind the scenes post-production sort of videos. If you need a video of a beard moving all by itself, let us know. We've done it before.